Yeah. For real, for real, for real. This is real for real. I'm in the field for real. I'm about my check for real. I'm about my respect for real. My diamonds are crystal clear. I'm shining from ear to ear.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the GT podcast, guys. Today, we're going to be previewing the Prauge Pro, the Atlantic Coast, and the Sean Ray Hawaiian Classic. First thing before I get started with all this, I just wanted to congratulate Lana Dunbar on getting her Olympia qualification and her first pro win at the Ben Wiener Naturals. It's been a long, 3 years since 2021 when she first turned pro. After 18 pro shows that she's done, she finally gets her one. And I don't know, I lost track of how many second places she got because her first Olympia, she qualified on points, and she was voted by her athletes and peers Rookie of the Year for bikini. And to see her finally get that is very rewarding. What I do feel like for her, and let me share my screen. I do feel like for her that maybe she needs to just change how she does posing and just keep it nice and simple, because you may get to do this in a pro show, do the stallion pose, but with so many athletes at the Olympia, you may not be able to do that. So I just that's just my only critique on her. Obviously, it's just growing into her physique because she is a taller girl, and that'll just be more time. And now that she's got qualified, she has no pressure, no stress to do anything else for a whole year. And if she wants to compete, she can just keep trying out new things. And yeah, I'm very happy for her. So anyways, back to what I was going to say. We have some news to talk about. Hany Rambod has decided to, people say retire. I just think it's stepping away from coaching. He's been doing this for over 30 years since he was 20 years old. He's going to be 50 in, I think, January, as he said. I did watch his 16-minute video on his channel with The Truth with Hany Rambod. I do love what he talks, and I do love what he says. I respect the hell out of Hany. And one thing I remembered asking him was, how many pro wins did you have? And he said he lost count 10 years ago. And he just said, I focus on making the best of my athletes. Wins and accolades are great, but making the best out of my athletes is what he cares about. I mean, he has his businesses. He has Evogen, which has been around since 2008. I love what he makes and what he does for the industry. And obviously he's giving back. And he said he wants to spend time with his son, Cameron. He's 12 years old. He's coming of age, and he's heading into that high school era where he wants to be there for them, for his son, obviously be there for his wife. And he never had that time for his family because he was so focused on building his businesses and being there for elite high-level athletes, coaching Nicole Wilkins, Jenny Lynn, Kevin English, Jay Cutler, Phil Heath. He also coached Derek, Hadi, Chris Bumstead. I think I'm missing something. Oh yeah, Jeremy Buendia to Olympia title. So having 25 Olympia wins, and him saying that his last show that he'll be coaching will be in Prague with Chris. And this may be Chris Bumstead's last show, and I think the show is going to be very well. I'm looking forward to it. I bought the pay-per-view for it because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I will on this channel share film and footage from the bikini and from the wellness. I'm looking forward to seeing those, and I do think this is going to be a very great show. But I'm also not going to take away the other two shows that are here in the States, Atlantic Coast and Hawaii Classic. So we're going to get to that. But wanted to pull up the list for, let me get Hawaii up. I'm going to pull it up on my, here we go. So we got a pretty good list. This is almost some of the people that were from the Iron Games are back here. So I think our front runners to win will most likely be Eureka, Wu, Brittany. I put Zoe and I put Nay in that mix as well. Jess Feeney, who's already Olympia qualified. But let me check out who they are. She's always had a great year this year. She got top 5 in the show, and she's gotten first call outs. I just think for her, it's just, obviously balancing out her lower and her upper body. Sometimes she can be a little too big in her upper body, and vascular. Just And she has an amazing physique. She has kind of like a Loreley-esque physique almost, where she has higher lats and short glute insertions, almost like Loreley. I just feel like she just needs to relax a little more. But I do think that she'll be in that top 5 mix. I mean, I'm her, and I'm thinking about this to get like, she's been a pro since now 8 to 9 years. And if you're in that, finally getting to that top 5, you have to be thinking that you should qualify. You have to be thinking, it changes your mindset of how you want to go about things and how you want to do. Let me get a picture of her up. Let's see. But when you start placing top 5 finally, then your mindset starts switching. You start thinking, yo, wait a minute. I can win. I can place. I can win a show. I can qualify for the Olympia. And I definitely think that is her mindset going into the show. And I definitely think that because she's taller and she has more muscle, she has that advantage. But now it's going to be how she poses with other girls, especially with Eureka and Brittany Gillespie. But if she can do something like that, I do think that she can place. I don't want to say she can win. I do think that she can place, but I will not count her out. She is going for a win here. All right, Eureka. Although she did get 7th at her last show, I do think Eureka gradually gets better every show that she does. She starts off okay placing, sometimes in the top 5, and then she gradually keeps moving up and gets better as shows go on. Last year, I think she did Texas. She got, I think, 3rd or 4th, I believe, and then she won Japan and then won Iron Games and then won those 2 shows back to back. I do think she's going to go to Japan, and I will tell you this. If you guys are in Hawaii right now, forget calling the season off. Go to Japan. That's $10,000 right there. You cannot say no that you don't want to do that. I would do it. I would think, you know what? It's a short flight. It's going to be a totally different time zone. I'm in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to be going out there. That is a great opportunity. Also, you get Olympia qualified, and the fan base and the production in that show is awesome. I would totally do it. So I do think that she's going to do those 2 shows, and she may win this one. She may win back to back. And I definitely think that she's the girl to be looking out for. Then we have Brittany Gillespie. Here we go. I don't have stage photos from her last show. I did have it. Oh, here we go. I just think she came in a little too muscular. I just think how she poses could maybe affect her. I do like the wavy hair with her red suit a lot. I told her wavy hair with red suit, and then when you wear purple, go with straight hair. But ever since working with her new coach, Will, they've been placing top 4. They've been doing very well together. And I definitely think that they're trying to figure out what works and what connects. And it's working very well for her. And I definitely think for what she can bring, she knows she can qualify. And I think that's why she's going to do this show. And she said, this is my last one, and then I'm going to call it a season. I do think that she has a way of doing things. But it's just like how she displays the physique. It's sometimes, I used to say that she's kind of like Latoya Watts, who's 2-time figure Olympia, where she has all the parts, and if she could just put those together, she has the physique. She just has to find a way to connect that all together. And if she can do that, present it well and pose it well and have good stamina with posing, she can definitely take this win. All right. So let's go back. So those are my top 4 girls. Also Nay. But from what I see, Nay has a great physique, but how she poses kind of hurts her. But she has great genetics. I think her last show was Daytona. Let's see anything from that. I don't have anything from Daytona. Oh, here we go. Here's a video. And also, she just has to not be coming in so nervous. But sometimes her front pose can really, like, I always say front pose because that's the first thing you're going to see. I'm not criticizing people just on one pose. I'm have to criticize those. You have to make a good first impression, and that's what's going to carry you through. So your front pose is good, that's great. Then when you turn to the back, now you got to wow everybody, and also you have to present your physique in a way that shows that you're confident in it, and that whatever you bring into the stage shows that you should be awarded for the win. You have to show that confidence in yourself, right? So after Hawaii, let's go to Atlantic Coast. So not a whole lot of names here. The three names that stand out is obviously Angelica, two-time Miss Olympia, Romina, who we last saw at Janet's Battle of the Bodies. And I do know some girls here, like Sammy Joe, I do know, Sarah, and then I did get mentioned Huang Mai, Angela White, and Erin Mahone. I think some of them have been high as like 6th or 7th, 8th in some shows, maybe 13th. So they've been gradually getting better, and just show your body can change, and whatever you display. One person I do want to mention on here is Cassandra De La Rosa. So she did Clash show. She got 6th in that one. Then she did Miami, got 3rd, and then she did Toronto here, and she got 2nd. And I do believe that she could have qualified this year. I really do. But I just felt like instead of burning yourself out, because she did 3 shows in 3 consecutive weeks, I felt like she wanted to take some time off, recharge, come back when she's more refreshed, and know that she's going to head into a show that she can win it. And I don't think she's afraid of challenge. I do believe one show she did go against Ashley Kay. So I do think that she could probably be there against Angelica. Now, can she take over Angelica? Can she take over Romina? That'll be the question that we'll see on Sunday. But I definitely think out of all the girls that outside of our obvious 2 ones that we know, Romina and Angelica, she can definitely be up there with them. Let's see, go back. Let me see, here she is at the Olympia. I mean, a lot of the competitors here are Masters competitors. I would think it'd be cool if she did the Masters and won the Open. That would be awesome, getting qualified for both. I mean, she is former Miss Olympia, so I would not be surprised if she got a special invite to do the Masters, but she's still one of the best in the world. She's still like our icon in our industry. She's one of the people that inspired many pros to even compete. It's now, okay, can I display my physique? Can I understand, like, this is the game, and now I have to play it. This is a new era of bikini, back from when I was winning. Now she has to go and say, I have to do what I can. I understand this game. I have the genetics. I have to display the physique that should be of rewarding. And I do think whatever she does, she most likely can be the front runner to win. But, things can happen, and I'm not doubting her, but I think people are underestimating her because she has been away from the stage for 4 years, and she came back this year. She got 4th at both the Arnold's Classic and the UK, and then she gets 10th at top 10 at the Olympia, and she was in the first call out. I do think that she most likely will take the win. Right, next up, we have Prague for bikini. Now, this is going to be a deep lineup. I do think that the amateur winner will also join this, and I don't know who that will be. It's hard to pay attention to so many pros, but I did pull up a list of I did want to talk about top 3. Obviously, we know Valeria's here, and it's just going to be like, what does she come in and show up like? That's just with her. Is she going to come in too lean? Is she going to come in full? I don't know how her physique's going to look with the lineup, but she most likely will be in the top spots. I don't know about winning it, especially with how bikini has changed and with what the criteria is. But if I was to pick the front runner to win right here, I'm going to go with Alina, Natalie, and Anna as the top 3. But I could be wrong about that. So let me pull up Alina. So she turned pro at the Poland Pro and then did her pro debut the same day. And she got third out of like 22 girls, defeating Anna and defeating other Olympians. Adriana Kaczmarek won that show. And then she comes to Romania and she gets second and to carry against 33. So I definitely think she's up for this. I definitely think that she could probably win the show, but I don't know. I mean, the judging panel is different and I don't want to count her out, but I definitely think that she has a physique that could win. And it's just, she's young, so she'll learn and she'll continue to get better. But the thing is, like, she's hard. She has like deep abs, very like rock hard abs. And just from the back, I think when I just showed her about the other day, I felt like she was a little too hard. Just needs more glutes, just needs more glute depth and density. But she'll continue to learn. Right. And then Natalie, she's from the Czech Republic. This was the amateur. So she got third on her debut. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, she's a taller girl. She has a shorter torso, but she was like hard abs. But I do like her front pose that she has. And it's just from the back. She just needs more glutes. And that's just going to take more time with growing into her physique. But she could be very compared well to, I think, Anna and Valeria. So then I'll go with our most likely our winner and our front runner here. Anna Setlak from Italy. I wish they had staged photos from this Poland show. They had a black backdrop. It wasn't distracting. It looked great. Everybody, the images look great. I even told her this, like, man, they should have had photos on NPC News. I would have loved to recap the show. But you know what I was thinking? And I'm going to get into wellness before I make my top predictions. What if Anna, Alexis, Martin, and Emmanuel, who are all couples, what if they won Prague? Stefan, boss of Outlaw, has 4 wins in the same day, a couple. And if Martin so happens to beat Chris Bumstead, the legend in our industry, the most iconic name, the biggest name in our industry, that elevates this bodybuilding a whole ton. I mean, these promoters are going to make a whole lot of money from this show, but that would be totally awesome just to see this. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this is history in the making right here. But part of me wants Bumstead to win. I just don't know if he can overtake some of the bigger guys with his size, with just a little bit. How is a classic guy going to look good in the open? He has 3 more extra poses to do versus 5 in classic, but that would be awesome to see. Couple other notables I have here. Sarah Panzetti from Italy. She got second to Anna in Italy. She got 6th here in Romania. But she definitely has like a well-balanced physique. Very pretty girl. And then I would talk about the other girls that did place. Katarina. She did place 4th last week. 5th was... Who's 5th? Hold on. Patrizia. Yeah, Patrizia is not in this show. I mean, she did grow into her physique, but just needs a little more quads. If she had this kind of quads with this kind of legs, so it's like she grew her legs, but her quads got smaller. But she just needs just a little more just to balance out, just a little more glute pop. Also, I did mention in my recap that she needed to just fix her hair, but she most likely could be in that top 10 mix. I don't know about top 5 here with this lineup, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she will place in the top 5 most likely, or top 10. All right. So then we're going to go and get into wellness. So the first 3 names that came to me was obviously Alexis Nicole. I have her as a front runner. Marie Patrizi, who turned pro last week and did her debut. She got second to Sina Maria, who won Romania. Dinora is an Olympian. But one notable I do want to talk about is Carol Alves. She's doing her pro debut. She turned pro 2 years ago in Brazil, but she has a great physique. I definitely think the physique is wellness, but now it's like, okay, you're in this kind of lineup. You're in a lineup with 2 Olympians now, and now what does it look like? I'm not familiar with some of the other girls, so I'm sorry if I didn't mention you guys, but I will show who she is. Hold on. Carol. See here, screen. All right. See a stage photo. I think the last time she was on stage was when she turned pro. Yeah. I mean, she has great abs. I mean, that's another thing is, especially in Europe and South America, they're very conditioned. So no question, I don't think she'll be out of condition. So I don't know what she looks like. Maybe she's been practicing, but I do think if I'm going to put her anywhere, I'd say she most likely could get 4th or 5th. She's going to place. Winning it, I don't know. Maybe it's something we'll see. Just has to, display the physique. But yeah, I mean, this physique looks like wellness all over it. See a back pose. Got some great glutes. You can obviously tell where this division comes from in Brazil. Now, obviously be mindful of her hair, covering her shoulders. I mean, you don't want to have super cap delts, but yeah. I think she'll do fine. I mean, this is her pro debut, so this is all going to be a learning experience. Okay, next. Let's go to Mariani. We just call him Mari. Let's see, what are my thoughts on her? I mean, her ratios are insane. Her waist is like, she doesn't have a waist. I just think she needs to come in fuller. And I keep saying that because she's very lean and she kind of loses upper glutes. You can kind of see it right here. She's a small girl. She's only 5 feet tall. She looks big, and that's the thing. Like, you guys got to go to shows in person to see them. I've seen when you go to and see like people in real life, they're not what they appear on social media. Some, filters and things happen. Obviously photographers do that, but seeing people in real life, you're like, what the? I thought you were tall. And they're like, nope, she's small. Yeah, she's a shorty. So like kind of like Isa Perea's height, Miss Olympia. And then Alexis. So last year she was 13th. This year she got 10th. And people asked me, why didn't you have her in the top 10? I was just like, I don't know what she looks like in the lineup. I felt like she was going to get between 11 and 13 almost, but she showed up. She was better than a lot of people. And she's probably the best American wellness pro right now. Just has to be careful of how she, with her waistline. But she has a physique that says wellness. I do not see her in bikini. She did do bikini before, but I do not see her in bikini or in figure. This physique is wellness. Let me see the final stage. Here we go. Here's different angles. But but most likely her biggest strength will be outposing most of the girls. Here we go. Here's finals. But I was so proud of her because she's originally from Virginia, now residing in Florida. But I do think her experience and her muscle maturity may overtake Marianne. And also maybe it could be a flip-flop between her, Mariani, and Cena. Alrighty. So, with that being said, I have my names out, and I may change them, but let's do some predictions. Okay, I'm going to start with Hawaii Classic. All right, and first I'm going Eureka. I'm going to go Wu Bai. Brittany. I'm going to go Zoe. Nay. And Jess. And I do think Zoe can get into that. I have Zoe between 3rd and 5th. If someone comes in not at their best or they're off, she can most likely take it over. But it's just, Wu Bai has a great physique. And I did say this in my recap. She has a great physique, but how she poses and how she presents it doesn't do her any justice. So based off having a great physique, she might get second, but Eureka most likely could take the win. I mean, no one would be shocked if Wu Bai won the show, but I do think that between the top 5 girls, any of them can win. Jess, I put her in 6 because she just may come in too conditioned. So if she's too conditioned, too lean, that may bump her down. But if she comes in a little more fuller and spot on, it may move her up. All right, in Atlantic Coast. All right, here we go. I'm going Angelica, Cassandra, Romina. All right. Aaron. And then Sammy. Just because I recognize them, I'm pretty sure we may have wide open opportunity between 4th and 5th, but most likely this will be your top 3, and 2nd and 3rd could flip flop. But I do think that I'm pretty solid on this right here. So I'll start with wellness first before I get into bikini, because I think with 30 girls, most likely 32, we're going to see how that changes. So for wellness, I'm going Alexis, Mariani, Cena, Dinora, Carol. Okay, bikini. For Prague, like if they go with more muscle, it's going to change the show. But last year's Olympia, you didn't have any Europeans that placed in the top 10 or the top 15. Last time a European pro was in the top 10, top 15 was Marine and Phoebe. I mean, Marine's Philippines lived in Norway and now lives in the U.S. and Phoebe's from the U.K. The only two girls that placed was Reina and Isa, and they're the only ones that don't live in the U.S. They live outside the U.S. But they've won shows here. None of these girls have won a show in the U.S., so that's what makes it tough. And they've done well in shows. They've placed well. Valeria obviously has the most wins with 7, I believe. But it's just, I feel like bikini's changed so much that it may be a disadvantage for her. So, with that all being said, and seeing how this lineup looks, if they stick to the criteria, which I'm hoping they do, so that they can line up and that girls don't come in too hard, too dry, too conditioned, I'm going Alina, Natalie, Anna, and I do think any of them can flip-flop and change. I do think Natalie will be very comparable to taller girls. I'm going Valeria. Damn it. Sarah. Katerina. I'm trying to remember Jewel. I'm sorry about this. Julie or Jewel? Oh yeah, she's from Austria. She got second to Ashley in Toronto, no, Vancouver. I mean, to get second to the GOAT is just impressive. Oh, she's coached by Stefan? Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Stefan may have has got his hands full. And I don't know what's going to happen with Hady and Derek and who they're going to go coach to. I don't think they're going to go to Stefan because he can't coach everybody. I think he's going to be too booked out and maybe have a wait list. So she did Chicago. I felt like it was very good physique that she brought. And she's been placing pretty well this year. Oh, she did Portugal. I do think she can be one of those top spots. Inez, we know. Rania. Thing with Rania is she carries a lot of muscle and how she poses really hurts her sometimes. But if she can adjust her waistline and how she displays the physique, it definitely could move her up. And she's been highest third in a couple shows. I just would stick with the purple suit. She has done pink, and I'm just not a fan of the pink on her. Especially with her like lighter, dirty blonde hair. Like dirty blonde hair and blonde, you don't want to wear pink. Alrighty, go back. No, hold on. I'm going to go Julie, Rania, Katarina. Wait. Damn, it's like I'm stuck. Because you want to put Nora in there, but let me see Nora for a second. Nora. No stage photos from her. Oh, here's the stage show. Okay. So she got 7th. I mean, I would think that she'd be most likely in that top 5 placing, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be rewarded. I think because she's like snatched in the front, but a little wider in the back, and girls who are more snatched in the back may have an advantage over her, but Natalie's not snatched in her back, so that may, I don't know. I think she'll be in that, most likely in that first call out. But she's dropping lower. I just don't know. I always thought that she had a lot of potential to be like something like Janet was. Okay. So Nora, Katarina. I might put her last. Might put her 10th. And I'm gonna go. But Inez beat Valeria in Portugal. That could change things up, but then it's like with certain judges and certain what they want, it may hurt them. Wait, no one. I'm gonna put Rania in 8th. Alina, Natalie, Anna, Valeria, Sarah, Jewel, Inez, Rania, Katarina, Nora. I'm only picking these because I feel like when I see them, they're more what the criteria is in the US. But this could all change, and maybe we get something that's more muscular into the top spots, top 5, top 10. I just wish it was kind of like, yes, it is muscle. Yes, it is bodybuilding, but bikini should be more on the smaller side. And obviously it's all about balance. So between that top three, I would have it going either way. I think I'm pretty solid on this for now, but we'll just have to see what happens Sunday at prejudging. But it's going to be a good show. I mean, it's an Olympia qualification, so it's going to be great to see. All right, and that's all I have for today. Appreciate you guys. Let me know if you guys like the video. And leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning? Do you have CBUM winning the Open? Do you have Martin winning in the Open? Who do you guys see in Prague? Check the list out. See who you guys like. But I think what I try to do is try to see, okay, what this girl looks like, and do they match up to what it is awarded in the US? That's kind of what I think for some of these girls for right now. I really do wish things were lined up. I mean, we may not always have US judges out there containing it. Obviously, some judges prefer more muscle. Some judges go, I want the more fuller, more inline look, not where it's like too intense, because you want people to be part of the division. You have to do things where it's like you're lining up with the criteria and going, okay, this is what we want to see. This is what we don't want to see. This is where I feel like you're going with too much muscle, too much conditioning. And this is where I say where that midline is. And I think that's what they need to do more of. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you. I need to work on really signing off. That's something I feel like I need to work on. Like, what's my sign off? Like, peace. All right, see you guys next week, or see you guys next time. I'm going to have to figure something out. I'll get used to it sometime.